After Queen Mary, better known as Bloody Mary, ordered the execution of over 300 Protestants, an investigation was opened to find out the motive.
Do you have anything to say before we get started, Miss Tudor?
This wouldn't have happened if Elizabeth wasn't born. I would have been the favorite of my father. I wouldn't have felt so angry or vengeful. I would have been the rightful queen.
Mary claims that this whole incident is because of your birth. That's what she said. Well, too bad that's not how it happened. We have never been close. The age gap of 17 years doesn't help. She also hated me because of her father's choice in wives. Wives? Oh, Mary wasn't happy when I married Anne Boleyn. Nobody was. Tell me more about King Henry's second marriage. King Henry tried to pull off the stunt of the century. He wanted me to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon, but I couldn't do that since marriage is bounded until death.
Pope Clement is right. He tried to use Leviticus 20:16 to say that since I used to be married to his brother, we were living sinfully.
But your plan didn't carry out. Right, so, since that wasn't a valid reason, I just did what anyone with this dilemma would do. I started my own church. He divorced Catherine, married me, and Elizabeth was born. Mary also hated me because when I was born, she was no longer Daddy's favorite. She didn't even invite me to her wedding. Tell me more about the events that happened after your wedding. When Mary decided that we should be wedded, a rebellion broke out. What rebellion? Wyatt's rebellion. Nobody wanted those two to be wed, really. During this time, most looked to me. Mary imprisoned me in the Tower of London.
I thought it was well justified.
Anyway, I was heavily interrogated and proven innocent of treason. They also interrogated Sir Thomas Wyatt, leader of the rebellion, very heavily. Most believe that this was to get him to confess to me being an accomplice. Even though that didn't succeed, I was forced to switch to Catholicism. After speaking to others, it sounds like you did it because you hated Elizabeth. Do you agree?
I was raised Catholic and I wanted my country to be Catholic. Those who resisted would not be tolerated. You can say it was to spite Elizabeth if you want. And maybe you're right.
The way I see it, if I hadn't been born, then Mary would have changed Europe forever and not in a good way. Yes, maybe she wouldn't be so angry at me and not taking it out on Protestants, but the good outweighs the bad. I did care for Mary. I wrote her letters when she was ill, and I did respect her. After everything, she is still my sister.
Mary was not to be trusted. The attempts to kill me could not go unpunished. Many would say I did this to spite my sister, and that I hate Catholics. Maybe this is true. Oh, Philip, my cousin isn't doing too well in her kingdom.
We should help her out.
I will announce her as my heir to the throne of England. Better to have a Catholic on the throne rather than a Protestant.
I, Mary Stuart, take over as Queen to England in light of Mary's death.
You see, if I hadn't been there to stop her, Mary would be the queen, her son a Catholic, and for that matter, all of England would be Catholic. Mary Tudor, my sister, may have bred a hate in me, but Mary Stuart had to be stopped.